ever since Darvin took over as the Lakers head coach, there's been a lot of controversy about whether or not he was the right fit, whether or not he was a good coach, and about his rotation. And if you would listen to NBA Twitter, especially Laker Nation's Twitter, the man gets fired every night, and then the night right after, he's the coach of the year. And I've always been somewhere in the middle, thinking that he was good and that he was getting too much blame, but he was definitely overrated by some people. But yesterday, that shit was crazy. Like, he has some explaining to do. And I believe that his mistake may cost the Lakers a finals appearance. So I didn't get a chance to actually make a video for my pick, but I picked the Lakers in 6 or 7 to beat the Denver Nuggets. And this was expecting that it would actually seize on court, because I do not believe, especially after what I saw last night, that the Lakers will be able to actually go and win a Game 7 on the road. And for whatever reason, the Denver Nuggets have always been a big team, starting Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon, KCP is playing actually quite big and everything. And they've also been the best rebounding team in the league. And against this squad, Darvin started to start a super small team. And I do believe that this is because it's somewhat overrated AD's ability to actually protect the paint and control the boards against Nikola Jokic, and I don't know why. And as a result of that, Nikola Jokic had 12 rebounds in the first quarter, and at halftime it was 37-13 on the rebounding. So although both teams were shooting well, man, the Denver Nuggets would have so many second chances point that the Lakers were actually down 20 at half. By 20. And the game was pretty much over. Now the Lakers fought their way back. They made the adjustment, putting Rui Hachimura on the floor and everything. And they fought their way back. So maybe, they leave the game feeling not too bad about themselves. But I'm not on that boat, man, because the Lakers actually wasted a 40-point game and from Anthony Davis. They also wasted a very good shooting night. Other than Dilo, pretty much everyone showed up. And they still lost. And I believe I'm way more confident in Nikola Jokic's ability to actually have another game like this than AD. This might be AD's best game of the series. And this is why it's frightening. I believe that if the Lakers will actually pull this comeback, they will have to either find a way to limit all the other guys than Nikola Jokic, or LeBron James will have to turn back the clock and give us some vintage performances in the playoffs, because other than that, it's spooky. Because if you remember how the Lakers were able to actually really frustrate Nikola Jokic in the bubble, it was because AD wasn't really guarding Jokic. They would have JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, to actually deal with Jokic, rough him up, and then AD would be on him as a help defender, but not as the main defender, just because he's too small. Like, Jokic would just bully him all the time. Now, granted, Nikola Jokic can't stop AD either, but as I'm saying, like, the way AD plays, he doesn't have the same drive, and he relies more on his outside shooting than Nikola Jokic. So I'm more confident in Nikola Jokic's ability to actually dominate AD than otherwise. So I wouldn't be surprised if Nikola Jokic averaged somewhere around 30 to 35 points in this series. And he's also more efficient than AD in the process. So the Lakers, if they want to limit Nikola Jokic, they will have to double team. And the Nuggets are deadly from 3. They can't do that. The other flaw that the Lakers have has been the perimeter defense at the point guard spot especially. And they were able to do a pretty good job on Stephen Curry just because the Warriors were pretty bad around him. So they would load up on him and make it tougher and run him off the 3-point line. But if any guard has to guard Jamal Murray straight up, any guard not named Dennis Schroeder will get abused. And this is what happened to D'Lo. And as a result, Jamal Murray ended the game with 31 points. And we've seen Jamal Murray actually take over in the playoffs before. So he's not going to average 30, but he will have a few good games. So the Lakers will have their hand full. It is not over. I still have faith in them, but game 2 is a must win, because if they lose, I do not care if the Lakers even go back home in LA and win the entire series 2-2. It's still spooky. I do not see this Denver Nuggets team lose 4 out of the next 5 games if they were to go up 2-0. So hey, this is my take. Darvin Ham, I like you, but what you did yesterday, man, that was just awful, man. Awful decision making, in my opinion. So anyways, we can close the video right here. Give me your thoughts about this series. Give me your picks, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.